Okay, so the news with Kotaku is this headline that Bioware Montreal scales down, Mass Effect put on ice for now. It's not that important a news story, but I'm going to comment on it anyway. Some people asked me about it. This is essentially what happens whenever a game is finished. They reassign their people to a new project, or they fire them and thank them very much for their work. But it seems as if the orders or sales of Andromeda hasn't really bothered the guys in EA or the people upstairs who call the shots. And they're just reassigning people to other tasks like EA Motive, which is another studio in Montreal. To work on Star Wars Battlefront 2. The people at Bioware Montreal will help support Bioware's other games, including the new IP, codenamed Dylan, whatever the devil that is, which they'll hopefully announce at E3. Okay, this is just like a normal news story. Helping out with that game. Following statement. I mean, yes, all positive. We are awesome. We love you. Da da da. We have all this talent, I'm sure, but our genius cannot be fixed after production is done, apparently. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It is interesting that this was announced because the patch just came out the same day, which is the 1.06 patch. So yeah, I mean, the CEO, Andrew Wilson of EA, told investors that the publisher is very happy with how Bioware is doing, how Bioware is treating Mass Effect. Okay, well, it's a business product, so I guess they're happy with sales. And our expectations for Mass Effect are still strong for the future in the franchise as well. Wilson also put a great deal of emphasis on live service games, which Bioware's new IP is one, which is not an RPG and is probably like a Destiny clone of some sort. So, yeah, they have priorities, and they're just assigning them to those tasks. And who knows, we may still see another Mass Effect in the future. I mean, it makes sense that they wouldn't just drop it if they're making money, which I'm sure people will keep buying. Now, I thought it was more interesting, people who actually still play the game or are interested in how this life cycle of software works, is the patch, the 1.06 patch. And it's so funny to me to read this stuff. I mean, it's so generic and general. It could mean so many things, like fixed issue that caused single-player difficulty to impact multiplayer. I think that's a settings in the control panel or something, and I don't know how this happens, but just go down the list yourself. I mean, improve performance and stability. That could be anything. This is the biggest one for me. Various improvements to cinematic scenes. That could mean animation, that could mean writing, that could mean camera angles, all sorts of things. I mean, if you're screwing up on your cutscenes, something is seriously wrong with your storytelling, with your media, with your acting, with the writing. All sorts of things can go wrong there. And they're just, oh yeah, we should fix that up. Fixed issue where Sam would mistakenly tell Ryder they have new email. I mean, how do you screw this up? This is like basic stuff. Conversation options will no longer appear grayed out. This is a GUI problem, okay? This is how unpolished, unchecked, and uncared for this product was. But, EA is totally very, very happy, that they're putting this thing on ice for the while. They have no. So maybe you might get a next Mass Effect in 2022 or something. Who knows? Improve legibility of subtitles. Now this could just be the font size, the font color, or the background of the setting is not good with white. Common mistake. But again, it should have been noticed. Single player balance improvements at higher difficulties. I mean, this whole thing is just bizarre. All these problems. It feels like you're reading a League of Legends patch notes. Like, fixed issue where player could romance both Korra and PB. What issue? Mechanical issue? Fixed issue, and then Vetra and PB. Like, what's going on here? Did they screw up how you romance or the order? Leaving the Nomad while falling out of bounds no longer results in infinite loading screen. Whoops, yeah. The multiplayer improvements to reduce lag for players and hosts. Like that's, I don't even know how that's even a fix. I mean, it's an issue of servers and how fast your host connections is, and then we have the whole combat balance, which is part of this. I mean, they're basically just redoing and tweaking every bloody thing. Weapons, powers, enemy factions. I mean, like, where's the multiplayer here? Multiplayer. It's on Twitter. Okay, more fun when it's fast-paced. Da da da. Low weapon damage. Limit that pace on gold. And okay, so balance issues. Fiends. It's just constant. Who knows when you're going to get the next patch? But Bioware is still, maintaining it in Montreal. So they're still patching the game. They'll keep patching the game because it's broken. They're going to apply patches on patches and patches until it's reasonably playable. People are enjoying Mass Effect 3 multiplayer more, or have been, than Andromeda's multiplayer. People have been enjoying the series single player more than they have been enjoying the single player of Andromeda. So, hey, this is nothing new. Unfortunately, this is the state of affairs of AAA game development, to have patches, but at this extent, I don't know. That's very strange. Now, Montreal does, which is interesting. The Montreal studio, where is it? Was designed originally to do DLC or downloadable content for Mass Effect 2 and 3. That's why it was there in 2009. Austin and Edmonton helped out Andromeda, but they were the ones that made all the games, 1 to 3. So, and which is kind of strange because Montreal's work on the franchise has been good. The DLC, we're thinking, at least I'm thinking of Shadow Broker for Mass Effect 2, multiplayer for Mass Effect 3. These were all good things. So I don't think it's an issue of the talent. It's the workload being given and the people who expect certain things to come to fruition, and the quality is not there. So that means that people in charge, the project managers, all the executives, the directors, the producers, they're not very well. I guess I've just named names there, but yeah, it's just not good. So hopefully they'll learn from this. Hopefully they'll say, hey, our quality sucks, and we got to try even harder, work even longer. So maybe not 2022, maybe 2026 if you're lucky, if it actually does produce next Mass Effect. We can only hope.